We saw a massive increase in milk price until 2014, mainly driven by Chinese demand. When this demand slowed, it was not possible to adjust production accordingly on a dairy farm. You have little opportunity to really change course quickly, and so there was an imbalance in the market. Prices dropped significantly, and ever since the market has been rather volatile. On one hand, we have small day-to-day fluctuations in supply and demand situations and different geographies. On the other hand, and on a global scale, the milk price and oil price have been tracking in parallel because they're both driven by economic development in the world. The fall in milk price since 2014 was determined by a number of specific factors. Well, first of all, the driver for the increase in milk price until 2014 was demand driven by China. This incentivized producers, production rose, and internationally traded volumes reached a peak. In 2014, economic development in China started to slow down. Demand in the milk market, especially from China, decreased. At the same time, there was the Russian embargo against Western food products, including cheese from Europe or butter from Australia, both of which had been very important dairy commodities that had been traded with Russia before. In addition to this, in 2015, the EU milk quota system was abolished. That means that since then, farmers are not restricted in the production of milk, and we've seen a significant increase in milk being produced in Europe. All of this resulting in a massive drop in milk price. Yes, it definitely will. The question is when. We're observing a reduction in supply volumes, and the globally traded dairy product volume and the prices have been recovering slowly over the last few months. It means that mid to long-term investments in the dairy industry will be profitable again, and especially so in geographies like Australia and New Zealand, where cost of production is comparatively low. However, the markets will remain volatile. Well, one opportunity would be to invest into a niche market like organic dairy products. Organic food has had a success story since the 1990s, outperforming other segments in the food industry. There's a growing middle class creating demand for sustainably produced quality product, and so we see great potential in the organic dairy industry. Organic milk production is a production to specifications that are defined by an EU directive and by the USDA. Organics is actually a strong brand worldwide. It's equivalent to a brand because it is a recognized standard. Producing to this standard allows us to sell our product in a market that is defined by demand surplus and resulting relatively high prices. No, it is not. For example, in Australia, there's the company Bellamy's, a publicly listed company that produces organic infant formula. Demand for this is mainly coming from China. In China, as well as in Western economies, we have a very low birth rate. These few children are receiving all the attention from their parents and their families, which means parents are buying the best quality food that they can for their kids, and organic is what is perceived to be the best quality, which gives us an opportunity to produce for this niche. There are two aspects to the conversion to organic. One is the conversion period until we're fully certified organics. This lasts 2 or 3 years depending on the system. And the other aspect is conversion of the actual production on farm. For the farms that are under our management in New Zealand and Australia currently, the change would be relatively small because the cows are already grazing 24/7. We have a very sustainable natural system of production, so certification would be a relatively small step for us. In the case of our New Zealand farms where we are converting, we have negotiated a contract that gives us support during the conversion phase and significant premium on the milk price after conversion when we are fully certified. We're seeing a rapidly growing market for organic dairy products. With our considerable expertise and experience in pastoral dairy farming systems in New Zealand and Australia, we are, where the infrastructure is right, able to convert farms to organic. Therefore, we can offer profitable investments in this unique market.